Hello students, let's discuss question number 13 and 14 of JEE Advanced Paper 2 2021. So what they are saying, they are given this in a paragraph format, and what they are saying that bond dissociation energy is the energy to break bond homolytically, that we know, and we get the free radicals. And we also know that if a stronger bond is there, we have to give more energy. If weaker bond is there, we have to give less energy to break the bond. And whatever energy is given to the bond to break it, the same amount of energy will be released when that bond is getting formed. So if we are saying that bond dissociation energy is given in proportion to the strength of the bond, it means whatever bond dissociation energy we are providing, that will be inversely proportional to the stability of the radical which are formed. Because if you are giving more energy to break the stronger bond, then the radicals which will be formed will be less stable, they will be more energetic, because ultimately we are giving more energy, so the radicals becomes less stable. So bond dissociation energy is inversely proportional to stability of free radicals. Bond dissociation energy is inversely proportional to stability of free radical. This every student knows, and even teacher tells you in the class that bond dissociation energy cannot be related with the stability of carbanion and carbocation, because they are in the polar mediums, and there are solvent effects also for carbocation or carbanion, even if it is in the non-polar medium. But there are solvent effects and other effects. But for free radicals which are purely in the gaseous medium or in the perfectly non-polar solvent, so they are not influenced by other effects, they are purely influenced by the bond dissociation energy. If bond dissociation energy is higher, then stability of free radical will be lower. So that's the concept to solve the question number 1. So in question number 1 they are saying what is they have given 4 bonds, they have highlighted these bonds, and they are saying what is the bond dissociation energy. So we have to just match it, and they have given the options. So we know what is the stability of free radical. See, if you break this bond homolytically, left side you will always get H dot, so we are not going to concern about that. So here if we see the stability of the free radical, obviously this radical which we are getting from Q will be most stable, because it is benzyl free radical, it is resonance stabilized. So this bond energy will be minimum, because we are getting stable free radical. So this is a weak bond, and so it will be matching with this 95. Bond dissociation energy in the kilocalorie per mole. Every bond dissociation energy they have written in kilocalorie per mole. And similarly, if we go with the P will be stabilized by the hyperconjugation. This radical, I am not writing the left side radical because that is H dot anyway. There are 6 hydrogens which will stabilize it by hyperconjugation, no bonded resonance structure, and this will be less effective than the benzyl free radical. So its energy will be little bit more than the benzyl free radical. I think I have goofed up, because this has to be matched with this 88, because it is the least energetic. This has to be matched with the 88. So and this P has to be matched with the 95, because P is little bit less stable radical than this. And then these two are not resonance stabilized, because radical will be on the carbon which is having double bond or triple bond. This is alkynyl radical and this is alkynyl radical. This will not be stabilized, because don't get confused, this radical is not resonance stabilized, this radical is resonance stabilized. But they are not talking about the allylic radical, they are not talking about that, they are talking about this and this radical. So this radical is very unstable, this is even more unstable, so its bond energy will be highest, so it will match with this and it will match with this. So and they have written here 1 2 3 and 4, and if they match properly, then your option will be Q will be matching with 4, P will be matching with 3, R will be matching with 2, and S will be matching with 1. So this combination they have given in the option A. So for 13 it is option A is correct. Now let's come to the question number 14. The similar second question of this paragraph, they have given one reaction, the chlorination of methane, and they are asking about the energy changes in the steps or energy change in the overall reaction. So first, what is the mechanism for this reaction? We know that the chain initiation starts with radical formation, and you can think of this because this is the weakest bond here. So the radical formation starts with this is the chain initiation step, and then what happens, this Cl dot reacts with CH4, gives CH3 plus HCl. So here what has happened, here CH bond has broken and HCl bond has formed. In the second step of the chain propagation, we get this, and then CH3Cl, and again Cl dot comes into the picture. So these are the propagation step, this was the initiation step, and then again this Cl dot will go here and consume CH4, and that's how the reaction keep going. So these are the propagation steps that increases the quantum yield of the reaction. We know that point because we don't need to always absorb this photon. Once these free radicals are formed, this keep going. So now, and what is the overall reaction? Overall reaction is given here. Now let's see the option. Initiation step is exothermic. Obviously initiation step is not exothermic because we are breaking the bond. In breaking the bond we have to give the energy. So if we see that how much energy is given to break this bond, this is 58 kilocalorie per mole. So it cannot be everywhere they have written kilocalorie per mole. Just to save the time in writing, I have not written up. Everywhere it is kilocalorie per mole. So initiation step is not exothermic, it is endothermic. So this sign should be positive. So this statement is wrong. Now they are saying propagation step involving CH3 dot formation, methyl radical formation, is exothermic with delta H naught is this. So let's check that they are talking about this propagation step, and here which bond is formed and which bond is getting broken. So CH bond is getting broken and HCl bond is formed. So CH bond is getting broken. If we say CH bond is getting broken, so how much amount of energy we need? We need this amount of energy, 105. So we need 105 amount of energy here because we are breaking CH bond. So 105 the energy we need. And what energy is formed, how much, because HCl bond is formed, and HCl bond energy when it is formed, this is breaking, and if it is formed it is going the backward direction. So 103 amount will be released upon the formation of this bond. So minus 103. So effectively it should be plus 2 and it should be endothermic step, but they have written propagation step is exothermic with minus 2. So this is also wrong. Then they are saying propagation step involving CH3Cl formation. So they are talking about that, and here we see CCl bond is formed, and so CCl bond is formed and Cl bond is broken. So if we go that we see that we need CCl bond broken, that is 58 energy we will use, and CCl bond is formed, so 85 amount of energy we will get. So it should be minus 85 and plus because you are breaking this bond, so this, and it should come out to be minus 27, but they have written plus 27. It should be exothermic, they have written endothermic, so this is also wrong. And now they are talking about the overall reaction is exothermic with this. So obviously this will be correct, but let's check. So this is the step here, and you are breaking which bond you are breaking? You are breaking CH bond and you are breaking CCl bond. Here you will need energy, and you are forming CCl bond and you are forming HCl bond. Here bond energy will be released. So CH bond breaking is will need 105 amount, and ClCl we need 58. So you add it, and then what CCl bond formation 85 amount energy will released, and in HCl formation 103 amount of energy will be released. So if you check that, it is 163 and it is 188. So 163 but minus 188, so minus 24. So the reaction is exothermic. So this D option is correct for question number 14. Thank you for listening.